What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome back to Jack Does Gaming. I know it's been a while since our last video. I believe our last video was part 2 of Resident Evil Requiem. There's been a couple of shorts uploaded here and there. That's just more to make you think, you know, I'm still here. I'm still doing content. We had a bit of an issue with my PC again. I had to replace the hard drive. I had to reinstall Windows. And unfortunately, I lost everything that I'd recorded. I had a couple of videos for Resident Evil lined up. I had a couple of videos for the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films as well. So they will come, but they're going to come at a later date when I have to do them again. But at least we got the PC up and running again. And so to kind of get us back into the swing of things, today we're going to be looking at something that's quite minimalist, something that isn't too time consuming, and it's not something that you can just get done very quickly. And that is the 2015 tie-in for Goosebumps, the movie. Now, Goosebumps is a rabbit hole that I have well and truly fell down again, and it's one of those IPs that I read a lot of the books when I was a kid. I absolutely love the 2015 movie with Jack Black. The sequel's not so bad, it's not so great either. And even the Disney Plus series that they did, it's okay. It's wild calling it Goosebumps because I don't think it is Goosebumps, but I enjoyed it. I guess that's what you can take from that. And of course the books and the original Canadian TV series were great for the time. I do struggle to watch them now, but I still really enjoy what I can watch. So that's going to be the subject of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll be sure to let you know what's coming next at the end of this video. So stick around for that and enjoy the weird, authentic, well-written world of Goosebumps.
Goosebumps was released in 2015 as a movie tie-in for the film that was released that year. The game's designed as a point-and-click adventure where you can inspect different things in the environment and pick items up and combine certain items to help solve different puzzles. The story is super simple and very much in line with the Goosebumps universe, and I believe it's a prequel to the first movie. Slappy manages to escape from the book Night of the Living Dummy 2 and causes the moving van to crash, shaking the Goosebumps book loose and releasing certain monsters from them. The character you play as has just finished school and decides to head home for the day, but on the way back they notice there are a few things wrong. A man made out of weeds, a magical rabbit with the ability to speak, the house being completely different, and a vampire poodle walking around are just some of the things going wrong in the town. On your way back to the house we encounter the aforementioned Vine Man, and we need to get rid of him before trying to get past. And if you try moving past, this happens. So what deals with weeds? Weed killer. We head back to the janitor's shed and pick up the weed killer that is conveniently placed outside. You can pick nearly everything up in this game, and so if you see it, just click on it, and if it lets you pick it up, then pick it up. We spray the weed killer on the weed man, and he just cowers in the corner for the rest of the game. Okay. We reach the streets and see that the van is now blocking the street, so we have to find another way to the house. There are some cool items in the van, and one of the items will help with a monster down the line. We backtrack to the sewer tunnel, and if you grab the magician's hat, you can give it to the rabbit. The house is looking a little different these days, and it's clear that the game is going in the direction of Welcome to Dead House. I don't think I'm a Goosebumps expert, by the way. I know there'll be hardcore fans who may correct me, so please correct me if I do, so I don't have to read them. We get the key from the back garden and use it to unlock the front door. We step inside, and yeah, this ain't my house. Exploring the areas of the game is very simple. The level acts as a reactive environment that you can interact with, and when you push a direction on the D-pad, it'll tell you where you can go. The house is really cool to look at as well. The design of the monsters from the books are how you would imagine they'd look, with the exception of Slappy, who's based off of the film's design. We do also have R.L. Stine in the game, who's based off of Jack Black's version of the character, but he only shows up at the end, but you can tell it's him. When we're in the house, we can explore a lot of it freely. Once we reach upstairs, there are a number of doors that are locked, and when we help these 3 ghosts, one by one, the doors will unlock and allow us to enter. Moving into the dining room, we meet Aunt Dahlia, who wants us to talk to her and drink her iconic prune juice. If you're familiar with Goosebumps, you'll know that absolutely you do not want to do that. Speaking of Aunt Dahlia, the monsters that we encounter in this game are Aunt Dahlia from An Old Story, Dr. Brewer's clone from Stay Out of the Basement, Monster Blood from Monster Blood, the Beast from the East, and that's just to name a few. We also have some that reference the other books. The Scarecrow from Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, the Werewolf Skin from Werewolf Skin, the Sarcophagus from The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, the Camera from Say Cheese and Die. I could reel all of them off, but I'd be here for ages. The game is filled with a lot of references. We can deal with the monsters in the game, much like Weedman in the forest. We can remove them from the levels permanently. The beast from the east can be dealt with by using the shrunken head on him. We can then use a shovel from our own garden to dig up the security card for the mall towards the end of the game, where we meet the robot security guard, who is just a constant nuisance. Anyway, back to the house. We solve a series of puzzles to gain access to the upstairs rooms in order to return the house to normal, and the best thing about the puzzles is they aren't overly complicated. Some do require thinking, such as the checkers puzzle. It genuinely stumped me for ages, and then I finally figured it out. It's not frustrating, I'm just very dumb. When we first encounter Monster Blood, you follow a series of tunnels to investigate the sound of a dripping noise. Getting there is the biggest hurdle because you need to follow the sound of the dripping, and if you make a wrong turn you need to go back and try again. But when you are escaping it, you can just move backwards, so the fear isn't really there. Aunt Dahlia's death really did make me laugh when you slip her the prune juice. She just evaporates and turns to dust. The animation made me think, oh, that's me when I hear why people say Goku is the best anime character. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom does show up as well, and it helps us deal with one of the ghosts in the front hallway. The callbacks to the books are really well done, and I love how across all forms of media, Slappy is considered the main villain of the series. He's a really fun character, and he's a lot of fun to watch on the screen. Fun fact as well, for the TV series, Slappy was voiced by the OG voice of Wolverine in X-Men and its reboot, X-Men 97, Cal Dodd. Jack Black did a good job with him, but Cal Dodd, to me, is Slappy. There isn't any dialogue in the game, as it's all just words that appear on the screen, so it was a fun job working out which of these two were talking, but it doesn't detract from experience. In fact, it almost plays out exactly like a book. The game was on sale for just £3 a while ago, so I picked it up on PlayStation, and that is what I recorded on here. Originally I owned it on Xbox, and I did play it a lot there, so the muscle memory was there from the get-go. The trophies for the game are really easy to obtain too, it just requires a few playthroughs because certain trophies require a bit more effort. So if you're doing the 175 turns trophy or even the 300 turns trophy, you have to be near perfect with your run. I've not done either one of these yet, but I'm well on my way to doing it. There is another Goosebumps game I will be doing a review for down the line, and that one is supposed to be almost like Slenderman, and that to me sounds like a winning combo. We eventually reunite with our brother, who takes us to the mall to deal with Slappy. Slappy's been taunting us throughout the game, and as we're the special guest, we just have to attend, so let's jump in the car and go there. Upon arriving at the mall, we meet the robot security guard who's blocking the door, and luckily, we obtain the ID card from earlier. We enter and he immediately boots us back outside. Not to worry though, we can just stroll right back in, and from this point he can literally be anywhere. It does mix up the gameplay a little from here, so if you are going for the 175 and 300 turn trophies, you just have to be extra careful. He can really ruin a run here and add unnecessary steps if you aren't careful. When we're not being chased down by him, we can explore them all and even encounter Cronby, who will ambush you with different riddles on each playthrough. These riddles can be tricky as they relate to whatever items you've picked up, so if you get it wrong, he eats ya. That's fucking grim. In one area of the mall is a payphone that we can use to call R.L. Stine, and we have different ways of doing this. We can use our mobile phone when we get the number, or we can use the payphone. If we use the mobile phone, it cuts down time by a lot, but if we use the payphone, we need to get to the security office to turn the cameras off, because as soon as we touch that payphone, the security guard will show up and kill us. We do need to get some pennies from the fountain, but the water's too hot to just reach in, so we have to disable it. It is more time consuming, but it's nice to have a different way to call R.L. Stine if you wish to maximize your time here. After speaking to R.L. Stine, we head into the sweet shop, and after solving one more puzzle that is pure trial and error, we unlock the back door and enter the final area of the game where we deal with Slappy. This plays out less like a fight and more like a conversation that stalls for time for Stein to get there. You have to entertain Slappy enough that he falls for your plan, but if you don't do a good enough job, he will kill you. Basically, you just have to big up his ego enough that he keeps responding to you. Eventually, Stein will show up, open the book, and trap Slappy in the book for good, or at least until the events of the first film. We end the game with the setup for the film and decide to return home. We didn't get off the hook though, as Mum scolds us for the state of the house. And with that, our time with Goosebumps has come to an end. I'm currently playing through it again to try and do the 175 turns or less trophy, and I keep making silly little errors that are costing me time, but it's all fun, and I can't wait to add this game to the list of platinums. If I have to do the 300 run first, then I'll do that one, because I really don't mind playing through this game again. It is an absolute blast.
I know this was only like a short video, but it was just to kind of get me back into the swing of things, going on YouTube again, making content, and I've really enjoyed my time with this video. The next project is going to be a little bit longer, probably back to what we usually do, and so the next project that we have is one that I've really been looking forward to, and it's one that I've had in the works for a while. There are 3 games that I want to cover of it. You got the first one, you got the second one, and then you got the remake of the first game. the 2019, I believe it was, 2019 PS4 version of the game. And I mean, this guy needs no introduction. He is probably one of the best mascots I think PlayStation have ever had, and I wouldn't mind seeing him again somewhere down the line on a future release. So without further ado, I present to you Sir Daniel Fortescue. That's right, next video is going to be focusing on the original Medieval on PlayStation 1, and I am really looking forward to it. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you all in the next video as the hero of Gallowmere returns. Hero's a bit of a stretch, but we work with what we've got. So thank you guys for watching my video on Goosebumps the game, and I will see you all very soon. Yeah. Thanks guys, see you soon.